A very good day to you out there, and this is another interesting edition of your program, Business and Economy, and today seems to be very interesting as we broaden your knowledge on economic growth and development resulting from the economic policies of the government. I am Ile Emeje. The National Board for Technical Education has called for a compulsory 50% inclusion of skill acquisition in the curriculum for secondary school students across the country. Speaking during the board's newly launched top-up program for higher national diploma holders to acquire a Bachelor of Science in their choice of course, the Executive Secretary of the NBTE, Professor Idris Bugaji, stressed that enhancing technical education and vocational training for students across all levels of education would effectively identify talents that will be nurtured into profitable enterprises. He cited an example of Germany, who operates a dual system right from basic education, where students spend 3 days in schools and 3 days in the industries. According to him, skills development will help reduce, if not eliminating, the problem of unemployment across the nation. In the same development, the Director of Technology and Science Education Department, Dr. Olodo Mujubat Adenike, at the opening ceremony of the Technical Vocation Education and Training Camp in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, emphasized that the camp is part of a broader government strategy to tackle skills development challenges and poverty eradication. He further noted government's commitment to harnessing the technological potential of youth with practical skills essential for economic empowerment and development. In this episode of your program, community economy expert Mr. Gabriel Yunusa joins us after the business news to discuss on the need for adequate skills development for Nigerian students aimed at nation building. We'll be back shortly. Addressing stakeholders in Abuja at the meeting on electric meter issues across the country, Executive Vice Chairman, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, Mr. Tunji Bello, assured of consumer rights and protection while reiterating consumer complaints.
Furthermore, customers with faulty meters are randomly placed on estimated billing by some discos, a practice that is clearly prohibited by NERC. It is therefore robust regulatory framework such as the NERC Meter Asset Provider and National Mass Metering Regulations 2021 and the Customer Protection Regulation 2023 by discos is unacceptable and will no longer be tolerated.
Mr. Bello noted efforts of the Commission to addressing its objective on transparency and accountability towards metering process while highlighting strict adherence to regulatory guidelines.
Our objective is to ensure every metering process remains transparent and accountable, prioritizing the interests of consumers. Under this dispensation, like ever before, the FCCPC is committed to the unbiased enforcement of all consumer protection regulations, including those within the electricity sector, according to the directives of NERC.
In an interview with newsmen at the sideline of the event, the FCCPC boss pledged adequate action from the deliberations on metering.
We need to engage those who are in charge, both the regulators as well as the discos, to find out what has been happening. That's why we have called for this dialogue, to find out the real issue. For instance, once you are charged, your bill, your electricity bill, there is a process there that you pay for metering. So why should you be charged again for another meter? And that's part of what we have to resolve there. So that's one of the reasons why we have to go for this.
In their goodwill message, other stakeholders present, particularly representatives of the distribution companies, DISCOs, from the 6 geopolitical regions of the country, emphasized customer centrism.
The regulation should not say that you have to force the customer to pay for a new meter because the meter is obsolete. engineers describe what a meter is to us. It's just an instrument that measures the consumption. And for what are we trying to do in the sector? We are trying to have revenue assurance. We are trying to say that, okay, these are modern meters, they are smart.
On the right, we also inform the disclosure concern the fifth grade, where we go there, do the necessary verification, and then we also give order what to be done.
It is expected that all the issues around electricity metering and estimated billing will be fully addressed to the benefits of all Nigerian consumers. Ile Emeje, ASO Television News. So glad to have you join us on this interesting edition of your program. And as I mentioned earlier, our guest, a community expert and reporter, Mr. Gabriel Enemali Yunusa, is already with me in the studio, and we are going to be taking a look at the necessity of skills acquisition in our schools. Mr. Gabriel, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, viewers. Good morning.
Gabriel Yunusa,
yes,
Enemali.
That's
Gabriel Enemali Yunusa.
all join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go to the topic for the day,
okay.
I would like us to acknowledge the victory of the American election as won by President Donald Trump. What is your assessment on the whole electoral process?
Well, as a journalist and then again community reporter, well, Americans have also demonstrated that they are actually the father of democracy. But I wasn't surprised that he won, because Donald Trump himself is a good marketer. He knows what to sell at the right time, and he knows the people to talk to at the right time. So I wasn't surprised that he won. I knew even the last one, he was rigged, but then he went to courts, to Supreme Court. He didn't bother, but he knew he's coming back, and he's coming back to hit hard and get the victory. So Nigeria, if you ask me, Nigeria is a good copycat, but we don't know how to paste.
How do you mean?
We say we are copying democracy from America, isn't it? Everything from number one to the end is what we're copying, but did we paste it? Just election they did, even before the election, look at their issue-based debate. In our own, what do you see? Nothing. It's just, yeah, nothing. Nothing. I can challenge anybody to come and tell me the current president, where is his programs? All we heard was, of course, I don't want to go into that, but does he have any? All we heard was renewed hope. That's all.
And the renewed hope agenda is what he's pursuing in all sectors of the economy. You can't say that.
Let's not go there, because you won't like
well,
me.
That's not the topic for today anyway. So what lessons do you think we can learn from
first of all,
the whole process?
One, like I said, we don't know how to copy. We know how to copy, but we don't know how to paste. If we can do away with thuggery, with ballot box snatching or destruction or killing or thuggery and all of that, I think, see, Nigeria is a beautiful place to be.
Honestly.
I'm telling you, it's a beautiful place to be. I have been given opportunities more than 3-4 times to leave this country. I know they go anywhere.
Ah, you don't love the Japa syndrome?
No, Japa. All of them that are Japas are Rakpas again now.
How does that mean?
They are coming back. Because what they thought is going to be rosy, there is not. The only difference between us and them is that they have a refined system. We don't have system. The blessings that we are enduring.
No, we do have a system.
What system?
No, we do have a system.
Do you have law and order in this country?
We can't say, yes, we do. We can't
do you have law and order?
Please, we do.
Are you sure?
We do have a system.
Well, you have law and order.
Don't we have?
Do you have it?
We do, yes.
Since the beginning of this government, I think, if I'm not making a mistake, we have heard national power line, or rig, what do you call it, has collapsed more than 4 or 5 times. Who has been brought to book?
Do you know that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, I was in the meeting,
yes,
the last meeting.
What did they say?
Meeting of stakeholders, where he threatened to give sanctions
on
stakeholders. Oh, that's where to start.
For a national grid to fall, 1, 2, 3, 4, all you can come and tell us is to sanction. Sanction who? Is it when we are in darkness?
No.
Why should you come and tell us that you want to sanction?
It's not a one-man's job.
Whose job it is?
There are a lot of stakeholders in the industry, whether we like it or not.
Everything starts and ends with the president.
But are you also trying to rule out the effect or the activities of saboteurs? Don't you?
What have you done to curtail them?
And
that is simply what I'm saying.
That's what I'm telling you. That recently,
yes,
the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission came up with an initiative, and I believe it's going to work. Even the FCCPC.
Well, it's part of the renewed hope. So let's hope it works.
It is. So what other lesson do you have? At least one lesson to learn from?
There are many things to learn. I'm interested in enshrining to making sure that our system is solid. Once our system is good, the judiciary is strong, security is strong, every system sector is strong. That's all. It shouldn't be, okay, let me give you an example. The military act that established the Nigerian army says that they are loyal to the president, not the country. They are loyal to the, they should be loyal to the country, to the president and not the country. And that is why it is only the president that hires and fires. It shouldn't be like that. They should be loyal to the country. And that is why not until he gives command, they don't go anywhere.
But all we know is that the interest of the nation takes priority.
Absolutely, and that is not what we don't have. Look at the same thing happens. One person in America stranded in Nigeria, before you say Jack Robinson is out. But Nigerians stranded outside waiting concerned.
What are you ruling out the?
Why are we jackparing? If all is well with us, why are we jackparing?
Well, that is not the subject for discussion for today. Let's go.
It's part of the economy.
No, it is.
It's part of the economy.
It is, but again, do you think that the victory of Donald Trump in America will have any effect or impact on Africa and then in Nigeria in specific terms?
Me, I don't even want him to come to Africa. Let him concentrate in his own country, and let us concentrate in our own country. We are Nigerians, they are Americans. Let Nigeria concentrate on its own home front. Leave whatever is their international. As I speak with you, do we have ambassadors? We don't. So who is going to speak for us? We shouldn't forget about us making facing own trouble.
Can you say we don't have ambassadors?
Do you have? In this dispensation, do you have ambassadors? Who speaks for you outside the country? Nobody.
Anyway, again, how do you think the election or the victory of Donald Trump will impact on us in Nigeria? And
like I said, there's not going to be any impact. First of all, they don't even take Nigeria as a serious country. I just came back. I told you, I just came back from a trip. They don't take Nigeria as a serious country.
I think that's your own opinion.
It's not my own opinion. This is what I faced. It's because me, I get mouth, I stand my ground. I get mouth well. How can I bring my passport? You want to come and say, what is it? Pull this side. Oh, I don't agree. All of us, you waka, I waka. Yes. There is a sponsored program that I went for. Because I'm in Nigeria, have I committed a crime? This is because of some few leaders that have destroyed our names. And somebody like me, I refused. If you say me, then go, me too, I follow. That will put me aside for what? What is it that I'm carrying? Do I look like somebody who is even interested in staying in your country? I'm not. What I have here, I don't want to have it. If you go to America, you don't get it. The kind of freedom we enjoy here. I said our problem is the system. Is the system. So if the system is good, we don't have all of, nobody in the 80s, people travel abroad after school, the following day they run back to Nigeria. That you are aware.
Wow.
But today everybody wants to go because they are tired. Nigerians are tired. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are I'm looking for the right English. Nigerians are just disorganized. They are fagged out. And it's not good for us. And that's why they don't take us serious. Just come on Côte d'Ivoire here. Come on Côte d'Ivoire here. We came out from Sita. And the next man from Ghana, I said, I'm expecting Nigeria. The whole of Kogi State, the cashew produced in Kogi State is more than Côte d'Ivoire. But do we have any statistical data? And so that they're not going to help us. We must help ourselves.
The MBS is working on statistical data.
MBS? That they'll sit there in the office? You know I'm a rural community. I work in the rural community. I stay in the rural community.
They work from state to state. That I know very, very well of MBS.
Right.
My husband told me a story that during his university days that international students from other countries, he said they occupy like 2, 3, 4 hostels in ABU.
Absolutely.
Zania.
Nobody will want, because your educational system.
The same thing to University of Ibadan.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The only one that accommodates international students right now is probably the Nigerian Defense Academy. The rest, no, because your educational system has no value. It does not add, rather it draws you back. Well, that they said they are bringing what do you call this technical skill or whatever.
Yeah.
It's long overdue. In the 80s, in the 90s, early 90s, Ajaokuta was driven by technical students from across the nation. So what happened to our technical schools? When we were in primary school, they monitor us. If you are good in in secondary school, yes, you are good in science, you are good in art, you are good in what do you call it, commercial.
Like a talent hunt.
Absolutely. So coming to Form 3, they start, apportioning where you belong
Some go to technical
Some go
colleges,
to technical school.
some to
They move them to
science-based.
technical school, some to science schools, some to commercial school, and so on and so forth. So what happened to it? Does our current system shows any nation that is serious? Who want to come and bring his child here to come and be speaking effective English? Now, effective English, they put food for our table. So it's long overdue. I won't come and clap for them until I see action. All of them that are even saying that they should put all of this into the curricula, what can they produce?
But do you think we fared well with the technical colleges? And
Absolutely. Absolutely. Most of the people you see them working in all these big construction companies were from the technical colleges. Technical colleges.
But the polytechnics were introduced.
What happened? Are they doing practical? How many polytechnics are they doing practical there? What do you concern me with business admin in polytechnic?
All
for God's
things
sake?
being equal,
Yes.
they ought to have practical, because that is what
So
they
whose
were
fault it is?
established for.
Whose fault it
for
is? How can I read, what do you call it?
Maybe mechanical
No,
engineering
no.
or
Okay, I read mechanical engineering. The next thing I inside bank, I sit down. What are you doing there? Is that not misplacement of priority? I read agriculture. I sit down inside bank. What are you doing there? This is where we got it all wrong. Our foundation is not good at all. And the people who benefited immensely from this country on scholarship got into position, destroyed the system. Destroyed the system totally. So most of them don't even know what to do. So ask them, they will tell you, I have PhD, I have MSS, I have HIV, I have all manners of certificates is what you're going to see. But interpret this certificate into reality, zero.
are you saying that our certification is nothing to
What we do in Nigeria is
saying?
that we are too certificated and not educated. I am into cashew. I'm into farming. I don't need a certificate to know what to do, or what year to come. My grandfather built his house. He was never an architect.
Built by himself?
Built
or
by
you
himself.
hired people to
No,
do
built
it?
by himself. My father built his own house by himself. He designed it. I saw it. He didn't read anything called architecture or building and so on.
You use native idea to draw it?
Absolutely. And that is why I still give it to the people at the rural community, because they are doing a lot for this nation. This nation has abandoned them, they have underreported them, and they have abandoned them.
But that's what we are doing.
But are they hearing?
Of course, we have a lot of
Are you sure?
followers. We have a lot of
Your rural
audience.
community in Abuja alone, they are not even good. You have bad road, have no lights, no water, no hospital, nothing.
You may think so, but
It's not me. I'm a realist, now community
Are you-
report I build.
are you okay?
And what I do
you
is
may
that-
need to take your time to go through the local government councils, the
Don't
area
worry.
councils in the federal
I have
capital
not started.
territory.
I just did a story at BRG across, which they fixed the road. If I had not done it, they wouldn't have done it.
You did a story.
Yes,
because of
BRG
fixing-
across, but it's been fixed now.
But there are other roads across the
So
area
many
councils.
roads, so many rural roads. See, I'm not interested in the city because the population are the
I'm not
rural
talking about
community.
even
the city. I challenge
Recently,
you.
for 9 days,
Yes.
the FCT minister was busy flagging off roads across the area councils. This I know so well because we follow him, cover it, bomber to bomber.
Are you his spokesperson?
I work in the FCT. This
Okay,
is FCT
now-
station.
now,
so we know all of this. At
okay,
least we
okay.
give it to him in that area. Honestly,
Well, I have not seen the impact yet. So, I mean, that you are fixing. What about your policies? Government policies is so harsh on the people. The policies is not helping matters. So you have fixed the road. Many people can't go out.
okay, and maybe that is why the government is trying to reintroduce
What?
the compulsory acquisition of skills.
Even
in
if
our
they do that, your
schools.
policies are bad. We end up zero.
So what do you think is the
policies.
target of this policy? If you say it's
Well, like I said before now, who are the people manning our street or driving the economy? Is it not those with skill acquisition? Is it the certificate owners? No. The taxi driver. the vulcanizer.
We know that.
So what are you talking about? They are not driving it.
Micro, small, and medium
But again, how many
major
people,
drivers of economies across the world, not just in Nigeria.
How many people can go out with their car that the vulcanizer will get a tire to patch today? How many? Those small micro scale businesses, this same government with our policy kill them.
No.
Yes. Where I cannot afford, the barber, the salon man cannot afford to buy petrol. Now if he buys, he increase it. You want to go and look for a blade to do it yourself or to do it for your children. Okay? It means that the traffic at the salon will have reduced. Look at the filling stations. How many are functional today? How many? Because they are also crying out because people are not patronizing them. So you see, all of the, I keep saying it, it has to do with policy. If the policy is bad, it will affect everybody.
Yeah, but again, don't forget that wherever there is a change of policy, since what we are going through, they are expected to
if you are building
happen.
A skyscraper,
but the government is telling us to be patient, and that at the end of it all, there will be light at the tunnel. And I strongly believe in the policies of the government.
We can continue to believe, but then I am a realist, and I believe in what I see. I don't know of tomorrow, but I know when they told us that we are poverty capital of the world. Do you know what they have said again? Over 125 million Nigerians trapped again into poverty. And you're saying that after 1 year plus, they are still trying. I
believe we'll get there. No, we'll get there.
Okay.
But again, you were talking about certification and education. Maybe
let me clarify. We go to school. Yes, we go to school to get certificate. We are not educated in what?
We are knowledgeable. When we go to school to get certificate, you are
knowledgeable. How have you been able to put it into use what you have learned? Now the educated aspect of it is the mechanic who took his time to stand with his oga for 4 years to learn it. He's educated in what he's doing, and he knows where the problem is on your car. And he goes there straight and fix it. The man who reads mechanical engineering, give him a car. He takes it back again to the man he said is not educated. Or rather, the man that he said is not certificated. So can you see the difference now? So we have so many certificated school dropouts, let me use that, but not educated people with certificate.
And maybe that's why this particular initiative is going to work.
Like I said, it's long overdue. We have been doing, if you go to the field, you see people already doing that, training people. My son started computer at the age of 5 because I bought for him. I don't wait for him to get to school, and that is why he chooses, because he likes it, he chooses to become a computer scientist. Okay? Because he already likes it from childhood. The other one, who is also a mechanic, I make sure that I put him at the tender age in a workshop. He leaves school, he comes back to the place. So while he's growing up, he already knows what he wants to do, where he's heading to. In fact, he is desirous of opening his own mechanical workshop, because that is what he wants to do. He likes it. So you must have passion, you must like it. And the moment you like it, you will be so interested in doing it. So you can imagine that kind of a person, he finishes with his, he won't even go and work for anybody.
Apart from,
he will create jobs for himself. He will also employ people. He will also be contributing to the economy.
That is the kind that the government is working out for.
I said we don't do them. So government is just talking. We don't do them. We don't do them. It's nothing new.
From primary or secondary school, what can you say of the unemployed graduates, in quotes? What do you think they can do at this point in time with skills acquisition?
Anybody who want to make life better for them, go and look for what to do. Go and look. Skills. You must learn one skill, one or the other. As you see me, I'm a driver, I'm a farmer, I'm a cleaner, I'm a cameraman, I'm a sound man, I'm a writer. Hey, boy, we must put food on the table. Simple. So don't wait. Certificate. The days of white collar certification is gone. Just like subsidy, gone. It's gone. And that is the reason why we must wake up to face the reality. That's simple.
once again, there are a lot of them that are following us on this program.
Yes.
And they are feeling high, so say, with their certificate. I have bachelor's degree in so-so and so.
Yes.
I have master's in so-so and so.
I don't have a problem with that.
I have PhD in so-so and so. But there's something they can do while waiting for white or blue-collar job.
Let me tell you.
What do you think they can do, at least, to improve their living standard?
That thing that you know whenever you are in the midst of people, you do it without being monitored. You do it and you are happy. You do it, everybody around you is happy. That's your job.
For example?
For instance, how to wash clothes very well. When I wash, I press, and people now say, who did it? It's already my job. Open a laundry. Just open a laundry. You know how to cook very well. Everybody knows that you, in that house, once you cook, is fantastic. Come on. You're a caterer.
Yeah.
So you don't need, you can have certificate. I know of a lady who is, she's a graduate, in fact, master's, but she took over her mother's business, that's catering. Even when she went to school, she had never used the certificate. But she took over her mother's because she knows how to cook. She learnt it from her mother, and she took over. What about agriculture? I expected a lot of young people to be interested in agriculture. Government policies will not allow them to go back to the farm. Yes, as I speak with you, now hunger within now. Watch out for the next year's hunger. It's ×3. You know why? People can't go to farm anymore.
God forbid, we say.
It's not about God forbid, it's the reality. How much is it to transport yourself to the farm? How much is it to get laborers to work for you? How much today, as we speak, farmers are not encouraged. That's why I'm always angry with the government that will come and go. They are not interested in the people that are feeding the city.
They are.
If they are, why is it that they find it difficult to fix the rural road? Why is it that they find it difficult to bring just common solar light to the rural community? Why is it that they find it difficult to bring health, what do you call it, this small one, health center to the village? Why is it that they find it difficult to give them water? Come on. And we say they are working.
But there are other policies like the anchor borrowers.
How many anchor borrowers? How many people gets it now? How many? Okay, you give me anchor borrower that I collected today. Tomorrow everything will change. I regretted when I collected a bank loan, 500,000 naira. As soon as I have my budget of what I want to use the money, as soon as they gave me, first of all, they gave me late. By the time they will give me, everything has skyrocketed. And I got angry. So which uncle, I say everything starts and ends with government's policy. Once it's bad, it affects everything. And that is what is happening to us. Next year, because people can't go to farm, cost of transportation is very high. Let me give you myself as an example. Economic of production on the farm. One, the road to transport yourself, before it used to be 500. It used to be 200. But today, no matter how close your farm is, you must pay nothing less than 1,000, 1,500. Toll, just to go. And then to come back, 3,000 naira. Now you need laborers. Labor today, per day, you pay 3,000, you feed them, you transport them.
What used to be 500?
Now, like I said, you feed them, you transport them again for them to work for you. Again, during clearing or weeding, you pay. Harvest, you pay. Transportation, you pay. Which one has the government done for the people? Just economic of production is what I have told you. Is it equipment, farm implement? I bought a chainsaw that I want to use it to cut down, to prune my trees for 75,000. Because the farm is large, I needed an extra one. I went back, it's 385.
What you bought for 75,000 naira?
Now that is not alone. You buy the chainsaw, you now buy the engine oil, you now buy fuel, maintenance. If government is listening and hearing me, una no do well because I the face am. I'm saying it because I'm a practical person.
Government is trying, but maybe we haven't gotten to that level yet.
Okay.
And while you were discussing about the need to think out of the box, that is with people that are certificated, it reminds me of a lady who recently came up. It was in a church service, and she came up to give a testimony with this modern car key. Do you know what she did? She was doing? She said she waited for like 1, 2, 3, 4 years for white or blue collar job, and it never came. And then she listened to this kind of our program, and she decided to took up the mother's business. What was the mother doing? Moi moi. The mother was making
Simple.
moi. And she said she improved on that business, and little before you could know, she became the supplier of moi moi at most events, and she came up to give a testimony of this modern car key.
Yeah.
When we saw it, every one of us were astonished. And so we want to use this opportunity also to encourage people that are unemployed. You are sitting down at home and there is something that you can do, a skill that you can develop on your own, apart from government's policy.
Nigerians have been motivated. Nigerians have been encouraged. Government that is supposed to help them is not helping.
When you say government is not helping,
yeah,
I take
the
that.
policy. How many times have the government sat with the people to discuss the policy, the growth of the nation? Since the coming of this government, how many times have they had any media chat? Have you seen one? How many times has the spokesperson got into your studio and then they have a phone call so that they can explain to Nigerians this, that, this, so that Nigerians too can also put their own input?
Our minister is doing it.
Your minister?
FCT minister is doing it.
I'm not talking about the FCT minister. What can he do when the policy is, everything starts and ends with the president? He can't do anything. It's nothing. FCT is an integral part of Nigeria.
Yes, I know.
What happens to
part
FCT?
Of the overall government, you know.
What happens to FCT? The economic crisis in Nigeria affects FCT. The poverty level affects FCT. Anything negative is that is affecting others is affecting us. The bad policy that is affecting the people at the rural communities is also affecting the people at the city. So, like I said, the government must learn to interact with the people. Because if you call it government of the people, then you should be answerable to the people. Are you talking
about community meeting, kind of, with the people, or
has the president,
a periodic meeting with the powers that be at the community
If you
level?
remember when Obasanjo was in government, they used to have a media chart, right? They phone in. Those that they put together, they go back and sit down and where did we go wrong? If they want any policy to come about, they throw it to the public. And then the public, everybody comments on it. Yes, no, no, yes, and all of that.
Like an opinion poll.
Whatever you want to call it. You must carry the people along. If truly your government is for the people. Simple. So you cannot do anything in isolation and expect everybody to start clapping for you. I'm a journalist. My duty is to tell it the way it is.
No.
So if I cannot tell it and I join, then it means that I've also validated the wrongdoings, and which is no longer my profession. A journalist report it as it is. In outside and go say, take zalla. Yes.
All right. Now that skills development requires a lot of technicalities, as you have mentioned, from infrastructure issues to power supply, through machines and equipment development, technology, and even the necessary tools. How do you think we can achieve adequate skills development initiative, given some of these peculiar issues with infrastructure in Nigeria? How do you think this
First,
policy
if we must achieve this, when I was in secondary school, our technical teacher was an Indian. Those days in the 80s, they brought a lot of Ghanaians, Indians, Pakistanis, Germans into our secondary school to train us in one thing or the other. Okay?
I remember Miss Rufus.
Good. You are remembering them. This anybody who was born in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, these are what we enjoyed. And that was why some of us can sit down, use our hand.
Miss Villaseno.
Good. So we all have all of this. Government must be ready through her Ministry of Education to interact with other countries to give us experts that will come back and train us again. 2, infrastructure, just like we used to have them in our hey, there's this hall, it's a lab, technical lab. You see machines, you see all manners of equipment. Number 3, we must have what we call monitoring and evaluation for compliance.
M&E.
Monitoring and evaluation for compliance. If it is possible, all the people in the ministry, let them go back to the class, so let them go and learn, so that when they are talking with authority, not just come and talk and go. Enough of effective English. We have spoken fine English, refined English, yet we are not making progress. So, my dear, these are the things. And then government should deliberately, when I mean deliberately, put a policy and a timeline that within XYZ years, this should be achieved. Not just come and talk and go. Because we are good at talking and go. No. Between this and this there, we want to achieve this. Only then. Before then, you would have, there is Korea-Nigerian something relationship in Kogi State. The place is under lock and key. Go there and see the equipment brought in by Korea.
So what happened? Why is it under lock and key?
Government policies, bureaucracy, why him, why... The two people, Kogi State took people to Korea to go and train them. Trained by the Koreans. I still have some of the pictures with me. Each class contained only 30 people, not 31, 30. And if you see the equipment there, they're just lying down fallow. Underwater welding. That was the first time I saw it. Yes. The lecturers that were trained, when they came back, nothing to do. So, I mean, I don't understand all of this. Every little thing want to see it as competition. I don't know why. I don't know why. The mechanical engineers, the mechanical department, there is this, the body of a car is on the wall. And then they put a battery, they tell you one after the other. And then they start it. You see it starting. So these are the kind of education that I want us to acquire, not the paper. Knowledge, you will not even get the knowledge. Tell them to come and defend their certificate. It's empty. Come and speak English. Come and write. We don't write, we don't speak, nothing. They hunger, they wire us. Huh?
All right. Now, you are a promoter of cashew matters at grassroots, rural areas or community level, which has been identified as a huge sector in terms of employment generation,
that's correct,
wealth creation, and enhancing foreign exchange earnings, at least for the country.
Yeah.
In what ways can you collaborate with the government through the value chains to complementing government's drive for skills development? There are a lot of, you have said on this program that there are a lot of value chains.
The value chain is too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
How do you think you can complement this particular initiative of the government for skills development?
First of all, like I said, I am not a fabricator, because all the things that are used in cashew are fabricated. And that's why I'm saying they should bring the Indians, the Vietnamese, and all of that to Nigeria to train us on how to fabricate machines. Is it the cracking? Is it the shelling? Is it the peeling? Is it the vacuum pack? Everything about it. If you want to process it into cashew milk, it's machine. You want to roast it into any flavor or any spice that you want, it's the machine. Except you want to do our own manual one, which way they do it, and that you will not have enough of production like when it's done by machine. Even the machine, you have the manual machine, semi-automated, and automated machines. All of these are fabricated.
Okay, and in rounding off,
yes,
our time is well spent.
No.
So as we round off, what do you think, or do you suggest as measures to handling major hindrances to skills development in Nigeria? Your advice to the people and the government, and at the end of it all, what do you think we should expect as a new norm in this skills development initiative?
First of all, if we must achieve this, we must strengthen our law and order.
Okay.
If you break the rules, the punishment follows. If there's a machine that is to be brought into the country, the specification, let us see the specification. If you bring a fake one, the man who brought the machine should be punished adequately. Every other person will sit up. That's number one. Number two, the government also should be sincere. Sincerity of purpose. The government must be sincere in whatever she wants to do. And what did you say the last question again?
Your advice to people and the government.
Well,
and then what measures you think that we can use to handle some of these hindrances to skills development?
Development is a deliberate thing, like I said. The government must be deliberate and sincere. That's the only time we can achieve serious success. The blacksmith in the village, he is the one who is producing his hoe and cutlass. Today, the same cutlass I bought for 3,500, go and price it, is now 8,000 naira. So we can't continue like this, and I expect us to make progress. The blacksmith, I expected government to bring them together, give them education so that they can begin to fabricate better machines.
All right.
Yeah.
You have said that if we must achieve the skills development initiative, we must respect our law
and order.
We must respect our law and order. And with this, we have come to the end of today's episode of Business and Economy. Our guest has been a community and economy expert, Mr. Gabriel Enemani Yunusa. Mr. Yunusa, I want to thank you so much for finding time to honor our invitation on today's edition of the program.
Thank you very much. Well, anytime you need me, I'm very much available.
All right, and we want to use this opportunity to say congratulations to the Americans and also to the whole world. And to our esteemed audience out there, thank you so much for branching off on today's edition of the program. Enjoy the rest of our programming. I am Ile Emeche saying good day to you.